Are you still here? Great. You want to know a little more about me? You really are a glutton for punishment. So what do I do when I'm not dodging death and natural disasters? Where did I come from and where am I headed? Born and raised in St. Louis, a product of the University of Missouri School of Journalism, I started my career in public relations and quickly chose to specialize in speech writing and corporate script writing. I loved getting paid to put words into other people's mouths. I met a lot of fascinating people along the way, including the late, great business management guru Peter Drucker. I sent him a genuine but admittedly gushing thank you note after an all-day interview he had granted me in his home. Can you believe my good fortune? Someone paid me to pick Peter Drucker's brain. He responded to my thank you note with a phone call. Kelly, this is Peter Drucker. I received your note. It was charming. Best business day ever. Along with my pen pal, Peter Drucker, I met a U.S. Secretary of Agriculture, a network anchorman, and an Oscar winner, Roberto Benigni. I met the Today Show's Willard Scott. He was a hoot. Celebrity doctors, professional football players, and countless captains of industry. One speech led to another. My practice grew, and for more than 15 years, I served as speechwriter and coach to some of America's top executives in a broad range of industries: healthcare, financial services, agriculture, oil and gas, refining and marketing, restaurants, consumer foods, real estate, and retail. Through my professional lens, I saw organizations within those industries sink or soar based on the attitudes their people had toward change, adversity, and uncertainty. Based on all my brushes with death on the personal side, I guess you could say I developed an uncommonly positive, even fearless approach to those topics. I welcome change. I weather adversity remarkably well. As you can see, I'm still standing. Early on, my parents taught me to see the world as it could be, not as it is, to see the possibilities in my pain. Good thing, since I was going to wade through a world of hurt. You won't believe how my dad taught me to see bad things in a good light, to see poop storms as parties. I share my dad's secret recipe for resilience in one of my best signature stories, and in the first 2 chapters of my book. My dad's philosophy applies whether you're on Main Street, Wall Street, or Sesame Street. From CEOs to salespeople to students, as a speechwriter and coach, I helped my clients make good impressions everywhere they went. When those speechwriting clients heard everything I had to say on the professional side, they started inviting me to tell my personal story, all the near-death stuff. I said, you don't want that. I only tell those stories at workshops and retreats in more spiritual settings. They said, we don't care. We know you'll customize whatever you tell us and make it apply to us. You know, they were right. I do customize, and I figured, who am I to argue? Who am I to leave money on the table? Apparently, they liked my philosophy and approach and trusted me to be passionate without getting preachy. Okay, sometimes I can be a little preachy, but it's just because I'm so passionate about helping people explore my dad's positive philosophy. So companies and organizations invited me to tell my personal story. They knew something I hadn't yet realized. For inspiration and innovation, you may have to look outside your comfort zone. Sponsor a speaker who has told you the topic you're asking for is wrong and more spiritual than corporate? Why not? Smart companies know they have to feed the part of their employees that's starving. I'm grateful they thought I set a nice table, so to speak. I'll admit, sometimes I come off as hapless in my own story. Not so often heroic. Sometimes I inflict my own hiccups. As it turns out, that's a good thing. When I speak, audience members seem to relate. They feel amused, entertained, and best of all, inspired to find in themselves the resilience and ability to adapt that I had to learn the hard way. Now I've gone from speechwriter to speaker to author with my memoir, I'm Still Standing: How One Woman's Brushes with Death Taught Her How to Live. Talk to us about quantity discounts for your organization. Have books, we'll ship in quantity to your next meeting or event. Hit by a car, struck by lightning, survived a mass murder. Hurry, sign me up while I'm still standing.